Okay.
Oh, okay.
What It's daytime. Look. It's daytime. It's daylight. It's not nighttime. We
Did you watch your backs like that?
I don't know. This is what it is. I curled my hair. I don't know. But we just watched a movie. This is part 6 in our series of
Yeah. Oscar
Academy
Best
Award.
Picture nominations for the Academy Awards this year.
The Father, starring Anthony
There are
Hopkins.
2 more films to go, and then this is the film that I probably knew the least about out of almost all of them.
I mean, I did, yeah. I knew I didn't know anything about a lot of them. So yeah, it took us 2 days because we were watching it, and then Daniel was falling asleep. So then we, and then
It's busy.
Yeah.
These days are kind of busy.
And it's again, like these movies, like they take a lot of energy to watch. Like we pause a lot and
that's
have
true.
discussions, especially ones that are very like that hit chords personally, strike personal chords. So like I definitely thought about like it's like Minari, where it's again like it makes me think of things that are like a plot happening in my life, but kind of in a different way. So do you want to go into a little bit of the story without like getting all spoilery, which is kind of tricky? But
sure. I mean, it's just the main thing is Anthony Hopkins plays an elderly father, and you know his adult daughter is trying to figure out how to care for him as he's like struggling with like memory issues, and
yeah, they don't like name it specifically, but it's all very implied.
And I think that what's interesting about this film is that the director tells the story from the perspective of Anthony Hopkins, and that's really what makes this film like fascinating.
Yeah.
And I think that it's insane how, you know, it's insane that you can have someone like Anthony Hopkins who can act. He is that age, and he can act. I don't know. To me, that's just it's mind blowing. In the same way that say like a 3-year-old or even Alan Kim in Minari, who's like 7 years old, he could act like so well and understand his performance and you know, and Anthony Hopkins is the opposite of that, where he just you know he's at that age, and I mean I'm not saying that he's struggling with memory issues or anything. I don't know, but it's just I think it's fascinating to see him understand it so much, and that performance was what made the film. You know, he probably you know, Steven Yeun versus Anthony Hopkins for Best Actor.
Are they both up?
I think so.
Up for that?
I think so.
Interesting.
So
yeah, I mean this I
be
like I really haven't like thought of shuffling my power rankings, and so that's probably what I'm going to be thinking about as we're discussing. But definitely like where you watch it and then things take a turn and then you're hooked. Because at first I was just like, man, like family story.
Is it going to be super dramatic?
Like, but
it is dramatic.
But the first twist, you're like, all right, like I am, like it's like the climb of a roller coaster, and you're like, oh, this is it, shoom, and you're like, all right, let's go with it.
It's mentally screwy.
It's like what I was telling Daniel earlier is it's what I like. What I find fascinating with like movies or TV shows, more so movies, is like they do things to like put you in to the characters' like shoes and their perspective. So there's a lot of details. There's a lot of like visual and like audio details that kind of cue you in to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was also saying is like it really puts you into the head of someone who is experiencing like memory memory loss, like memory issues of old age. um the reason why I say it hits close to home is because it's about it makes you think of your of parents, and like of eventually getting to an old age. Like we know of family and friends who have who have different kinds of mental mental issues due to age or other things. So it's a real thing. And also like the thing of our generation and figuring out like how are we going to care for our parents. You know, we've seen our parents care for their parents, and now they're the ones who are getting older, and it's like, what, how does that look for us? Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to deal with that? And just the dynamic, and yeah, just very much like the dynamic of parents. Like I feel for the character of the daughter and how she's just navigating dealing with her dad, and like how she also is in a relationship. But yeah, the story, like the storytelling is very impressive. Cuz again, like there's like there's a lot of details that make the whole experience like seamless. um so like yeah, so it's like definitely like
Oh,
visually,
so
like
tired
I'd say
for some reason.
like color. um and also this movie is based on a play, a stage play.
Kind of like One Night in Miami.
Yeah, yeah. So it lends, like it is very much like mostly one set. Like it's just a small cast. um like I when they say that it's based on a play, like that's already what I'm thinking. Like in my head I'm like, oh, like this is how it would have been on stage. um but yeah, I appreciate it. I think it makes sense that it was put in the top.
Yeah.
um
The visuals also were fascinating. The sets and how they switched. They used color um, and framing of shots to
mhm
sort of kind of mess with your mind
mhm
also as you like you're watching and you're not quite sure. Wait, where is he? Where is this? And then you realize, oh, he's in a.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't think it's really spoilery, but it also gets kind of like Groundhog Day,
Oh,
because it's, I mean, I it's just as we get older, like the wires in our brains just kind of cross differently.
mm-hmm.
And so like this, the sense of like time and like who people are, what's going on, like it gets mixed up.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, like I was saying, if I get to my 60s, 50s, 60s, that was probably a fear that I'll start to feel.
yeah.
I'll start to feel like, is my mind gonna be gone? Because it's like that's not something you think about when you're younger, when you're in a younger age. And I think that if anything, that all these Oscar Best Picture films, and this what I was saying about this. Well, let me finish. What these Oscar films, like a lot of the times, the ones that are nominated are ones that give a perspective that's really unique and
Mhm.
like uh, from a perspective that you haven't thought of or seen from before. Um, and one of the things I was thinking about is by watching these 8 films, a lot of these films we probably never watch otherwise. Just
Yeah.
because it's like who sits down like, oh, I want to watch a movie about a father dealing with like possibly Alzheimer's or dementia. Like no one usually says that. Like if I saw a trailer and I was like I saw that in theater, I would be like, oh,
Yeah.
homegirl, let's go watch that. Let's go watch The Father. It's about this and this and that. But
Yeah.
but when you watch these films as like a collection of nominated films for Best Picture, then it kind of makes you, I don't know,
Like
it stretches
I
your,
appreciate the quality.
yeah, and it kind of stretches your like your your limits to typically what you expect in a film.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the important thing about movies is like telling a story or like sharing an experience that like one it's good to see ones that reflect your own, but also like ones that kind of don't, and then being able to like find something in it that still like resonates with you. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's like I should watch more movies that I wouldn't usually watch. I mean, I'm not gonna
I feel the same way.
I'm not gonna turn around and just start watching a bunch of like historical military movies, but
There's plenty of those though,
but
honestly, and they're all most of the time they're the same. And so yeah, so.
yeah, but yeah, this one is pretty up there.
Would you put it above Mank?
I have my oh
Mank is on the bottom.
Mank is on
for you. For
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
you. I don't believe in power rankings.
So this is 6 now.
Yes.
I think
6.
Mank is still on the bottom.
Okay.
Shoot.
Promising Young Woman.
Do I put it? I mean, I kind of like Promising Young Woman more than this.
In this film, okay. Well, fair enough. I mean, that had a lot of artsiness to it.
Yeah.
There's comedy.
It's tough because like
there was some funny stuff.
It's tough because they're all really good. So yeah, like Mank would be 6. I'd have to put Father as 5, Promising Young Woman as 4, Nomadland as 3, Minari as 2, and Chicago is still my number 1.
Okay.
And I stand by that.
Okay. So we shall see, guys, if
we got 2 more.
If Judas and the Black Messiah, or I keep on saying School of Rock, Sound of Metal, could make some cracks into Alexa's power rankings. Do you think like it'll shift anything? Do you think I doubt Judas and the Black Messiah will pretty much will hit you, because I feel like Judas and the Black Messiah is probably, I'm just assuming that it's a bit more fascinating and a bit more gripping than it is like, here, we're going to take something that you
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Sound of Metal. That's what I have expectations. Well,
that's what we want to watch last, so that we end on a good note.
Well, it
that's
is
my
also,
honey walnut prime.
Sure, we don't know if it's a good note though. That's the thing. It's just, but because we're into music and stuff like that, possibly, like we would tend to like that better than say, or enjoy it better. Excuse me, than Judas and the Black Messiah.
All right.
Happy birthday, homegirl.
Happy birthday. It's our birthdays.
It's Alexa's birthday.
It says happy birthday.
It's Alexa's birthday right now, and it's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow night we can.
We're having dinner, or we're having lunch with your family.
Yeah, that's right.
And I have call, but
but tomorrow
we'll
night.
see. All right, don't fall asleep.
We can watch Judas.
Don't fall asleep.
All right, guys.
Did you give a rating?
Oh yes, that's right.
How many
shades of a light blue pastel would you give this film out of 10?
7.
7? I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Watch us on all the podcasts.
Twitch. He who shall not be named. Twitch.tv/DJ Bibinkahan live in the X.
Yeah.
Victor Kwan. Instagram. Victor Noah _Kwan on Twitter. I don't know. I've forgotten where I am. I've forgotten who are you again? And yes, Victor Babinkahan. That's what I'm gonna be when I'm old, and I'm gonna be shouting out my socials, and people will be like, yes, Yes, Daniel. Of course, we know. We know. We've seen some of your VODs. They were
Oh my
quite
goodness.
entertaining.
You're such a weirdo. All right. Thank you for watching. We have 2 more to go, and then we will have all the Infinity Stones.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
And then we'll do one more video, like,
Oh,
as a wrap up.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Okay.
Maybe that one could be like, we could like record that on your caboodle.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some higher production value once in a while
Okay. Sure.
than just my iPhone.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Bye.